Hey, Northern Dice here, and today I'm going to be unboxing my stretch goal box for Nemesis, the Aftermath and Void Seeders expansion. It was only like, 3 days ago that I received the Dark Souls ones, and I was speaking about receiving all my Kickstarters at once, and lo and behold, another big one arrives. So this is the alternate enemy expansions, I believe, where you've got the Void Seeders instead of the memory serves poorly. The one with the Queen and stuff. It's not the Carnomorphs one. I remember in the Kickstarter there was the big petition of do you want Void Seeders or Carnomorphs, then want to become an optional expansion. And luckily the one that I wanted to become the Kickstarter goal became the Kickstarter. Now, I did turn the box over, and as you can see, very little is given away, which I sort of like. It means that we have got to crack the box open. It makes it really, really half blind. I'm assuming there'll be amazing minis, but I'll be on the lookout for any melted soldiers. So let's crack this baby open and see what we've got. Okay, so this is a very nice feeling box. It doesn't feel. I don't know if you'll get what I mean, but it's not smooth. It's almost like got a grain to it. It feels quite hard wearing. And you can see the card sleeves next to it. They came with it. I'm not sure if they're part of what else I've ordered or whether it's just as a standard, but I just thought I'd leave them there just in case because I've emptied the box and just look straight in. So let's lift the lid on this baby and see what we've got on the inside. So we've got an expansion manual, always a good start, and the Void Seeders manual. So this is going to be for the new characters and new traits. 5 new characters and a dog. We do like a dog. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting the medic in the next coming weeks, which means that those card sleeves are standard with this, which is cool. When I first cracked Nemesis open all those months ago, the instructions looked a bit like this, and I found it quite daunting, really. But then playing the game, it wasn't as bad, but I think it was just that immediacy of, oh my days, what is this? Oh, there's the medic! So have they included it in the actual order that I've made? Whoa. There's the spookers. Void seekers, void seeders, void fellas. How it all runs. Showing you on the inside. As usual, this is most certainly not a playthrough or comments on how it will play beyond what I can see. This is just first impressions. So we have got a medic board that is already wanting to fall out, which I love. Character board. Awesome. Got to make sure this is in the camera, don't be an idiot. And Void Seeders tokens. More character boards, more new rooms. Sorry if the light's glaring off of this. My light is directly above this. Sometimes when I'm flipping them over and looking at myself, it does look like I'm staring right at the sun. Energy savers are blinders. I hate punching boards, I always say this, but these, they just want to fall out. I'm like gently pushing these, and they are, I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah, you could definitely heard that one. You can feel them just like almost falling through, which is quite nice. Put them all to one side. More warnings for more enemies to appear. These are, I would assume, these ones. Maybe there's a printing error, but attention to detail on Awakened Realms' side, I guess. This is a tiny ship. What's this? Nemesis for babies. Okay. I have no idea why. I'll buy. Yep, those card sleeves are definitely for these. So maybe I need to get some more card sleeves. So that's definitely come with my order. So we'll take that out. Slide that to one side, and I will try to get the tape off. There is no tape. We are straight in. Ooh la la. Pop that there. So, got a timer, because things now run on a schedule. And the first thing I want to look at is the first player token cat. Because that is nothing more than a novelty, but still an incredibly awesome mini to behold. It's cat in a spacesuit. What's not to love? Wonderful. Right. This, I'm going to go out on a whim and say it's probably the medic. Comes with a pink base. Not sure if that's because they are running on gender stereotypes, but I can't imagine a working mums are doing that. I'm playing the dirty game there. That is just like, I think, the 6th player token. No melting at all, which is fantastic. I know quite a few people had the melted soldier issue, and when you say it, it doesn't sound like it's something real, but then when you see the soldier, you can see that his face is like almost pouring off, and his arms are dripping, almost like he's had a nice splatter of someone spitting on him. Beautiful, beautiful language being used around here. Okie dokie, let's have a look at this beastie. Oh God, there's no base. That is horrific. There's no base, so that just stands up ominously in the ship on one of the tiles. Whereas I remember the Queen had a base. And yeah, it's phenomenal within itself. I'm never going to remember how that goes. I'll have to look on the camera again. Yeah, it's phenomenal within itself on what it is, but at the same time, when you look at that compared to the one with the base, you're going to realise that that one is going to look more intimidating. Yeah, this one's got a base, bending some bars, showing how hengy is. But again, no melting. You see the tooling at the bottom. You know when you had a melted piece because the bottom would just be all astray and strange. Look awesome. Like I said with the Dark Souls minis, if I could paint, I would absolutely love to paint these, but I don't trust myself to not just paint this purple. Not even like a nice purple, it'd be a luminous purple. You'd see these fellas coming a mile away. I got that one in. Well, this is the dog. I'm struggling to get out. I almost want to coax him by saying, "Here, boy." Ooh. We didn't bend. Just having a quick look myself, which is good. Now the detail on there is a lot clearer. I know you're getting a nice clear view of my skin cells by having it so close, but you can almost see like the fur on it, which is excellent quality. Wonderful. And of course I put him up against the big nasty and should get an idea of scaling. Very ominous. Let's crack open some cards. These are generator overheater, so these are events happening within, so just give me a moment while I crack these open. It has been a very good long while since I've played Nemesis, and that is shame on my side. But I remember lots about it and such positive memories. Lots and lots of feelings of that fear. Oh, melted. Ouch. Some nice injures. Trait unlimited ambition. You start the game with a serious wound. Whoa. I guess it suits the fact that he's the CEO. He looks a bit injured. He's got the actual escort, the one who's going to do all the legwork. Oh, okay. New traits for the captain. New trait for the pilot. I think these are going to be traits that come as a standard, but maybe these are just reprint corrections and such. That's quite cool. But yeah, really positive memories of Nemesis. It's just a shame we never got it out as much because our table just isn't functional enough for that. But we are getting a game table in the near future, so that should become quite a bit of a solution to that. What are these? Search. Medics, these are my medic things. Let's crack these open. I paid for the medics separate, so I'm going to be interested to see what the crack is. So, medic, all the search actions, all your different things that you can do, you'll circulate them through. Your option to pick medic, even though it doesn't really give you an option, it's just a clear-cut case of you will pick. And the trait, when you dress any number of serious wounds or heal any, draw an action card. So that almost gives you incentive to help people. Which is a nice twist on the game because this is a semi-co-op game. It's not one where you're meant to be friends. You'll get some objectives. You can play this cooperatively, mind you. Another character draft. It's semi-cooperative, so you are based around filling objectives together, but then you might have a secret objective which tells you to do something that's counterproductive to someone else, or it could be as dark as clear cut, make sure the person on your left does not survive the mission. And when you're playing the medic, that might be quite tricky because you'll be wanting to make sure you help people to get those action points. It'd be a bit awkward if someone says, "Oh, can you do us a favour?" and you go, No, I cannot. Can't tell you why, but I can't. I'm embarrassing myself. Give me a mo. Okie dokie, what are these? These are little help cards, always handy. There were lots of questions asked throughout the game on how the game works, and you're understandable. It's a very, very complicated game when you're looking at it from outside in. When you're in the midst of it, everything runs on the simple system that you'll need. Dread, serious wounds. So these are the specific ones for the Void Seeders. Gotta try my hardest not to call them Void Seekers because they're not Void Seekers. They're not seeking the Void, they are the Void. Different things that you can do, different skills. Oh, are these the objectives? Lucrative offers? Whoa. Incentives to do stupid things like have lava on your board because certain cards make lavas do awful things to your board. Must be a malfunction marker. Must be set to Earth. Interesting. Remember, this is half blind in both the literal and the unboxing sense. Last thing I'm going to unbox before I start looking at more minis are these, just the little cards. By the way, the cards are really, really robust. They feel really solid, actually. I've unboxed a couple of games recently that have just made me a little bit disappointed. Especially if I'd unboxed this first, they'd made me even more so. Not because of the bad quality, but just because sometimes you expect high quality and you don't always get it. Give me a minute. Okay, here we go. So are these the Void Seeder weaknesses, the things that you can look for and establish? Insanity Track, which I know is a feature of the Void Seeders. They don't always attack physically. There is a lot of mental manipulation. There is a lot more fear within this. It becomes less of the film Aliens and a lot more oriented around the unknown, knowing that these are pure alien. You have absolutely no idea how they work and what they're going to do to you. So these are your standard items. The pistol for the psychologist. Every psychologist needs a pistol. Bounty hunter. Aggro override. Leica. I like the links to the cosmonaut Leica, the first dog in space. Cuffs for the convict. I don't think he'd be wanting to use those in a rush. Combat drone for the... Oh, it's just a standard energy weapon that you can pick up. Extra stuff that can be slapped into the game. No doubt will be. I haven't commented on it yet, but I do actually love the insert. You'll notice, and if you have Nemesis, you will notice that the space for cards is a lot more, let's say, bountiful than you would anticipate. And that is because Awakened Realms designed the inserts that you could sleeve every single card and still fit it in the game without it being squashed. Because there's always that caution of when you sleeve cards, these don't look like they'll add a lot of thickness, but when you combine this with a deck, you have got a lot more space taken. It's designed specifically so you can sleeve them, which I think is fantastic. Some people are completely against sleeving, but that consideration there is wonderful. And if you don't want to do that, you are in that position to combine these cards with the ones in the original Nemesis box and just have this as storage. It's a win-win, and I can't really think many people are going to moan about it. If you do, then shut up. You've seen Next Time before. But I can see certain things behind these. Hello, what are you? That is, if you're going to focus, a machine gun turret. Ooh. I have absolutely zero idea what that's for. But I can't imagine it's going to help the Void Seekers. Put that back in. It's another one of the Void Seeders. To call it a Void Seeker a second ago, I know. Something quite intimidating about them. It almost looks like they've got a mix of metal and organic matter. I mean, they've got the squid tentacles, which is always a clear-cut sign if it's an alien. One thing I will comment on is the design is superb, phenomenal. But these bits, particularly on the original Nemesis enemies, I still can't remember the name. I had a couple of issues where putting them back into the box, sometimes they would have moved out of place. Not so much that they would break, but to the point where it'd be quite hard to get them back into the specific insert, because as I've said, they are specifically designed for certain enemies. And one day I was trying to put it back in after a very heavy game of Nemesis, and I think I pushed a bit hard and one of the arms flew off. Credit to Awakened Realms, I got in contact, I said, it's broken, it's just an FYI that it's broken, and within a day I had a response saying, tell us what's broken, take a photo, and we'll send you a replacement. And I received a small cube full of little alien. Mostly padding though. I'm going to try and focus this one. Because, look at those glasses. She doesn't care how you feel. She does not give a monkeys about how you're feeling, but she is definitely a psychiatrist. Wonderful. I like the detail on the glasses, the fact that she is wearing glasses. Has she got something on the notepad? No, nothing that intricate. Awesome. And last one I want to look at is the CEO, because you've got two characters on one stand effectively there. He looks like the guy out of Fifth Element. And the robot rings a bell as well. I know they're unique designs, but it's just instant reaction. It's the hair. I don't think if I did paint this, I'd think my instant reaction would be to paint him like him. The plastic on one side, the black hair on the other. Awesome. But yeah, those are my first impressions of the unboxing of the Void Seeders expansion. Thank you ever so much for sticking around. I am going to be really excited to get this to the table, especially with this mini ship. I'll probably read the rules to establish that it isn't, and it's probably an escape pod of sorts. However, if that is a baby mode, then wonderful. Right. Thank you ever much for sticking around for so long, and I shall catch you next time.